Welcome back to the Kosi Arsenal podcast. My name is Kosi. Welcome back to a brand new video. Bukayo Saka could be injured, and this could be very bad news. Now, England were taking on Greece yesterday in the UEFA Nations League, and it was taken off early in the game with a knock. Now, of course, Saka suffered a couple of knocks during his career. However, this didn't look good at any point in time, and it's giving me Odegaard vibes. It's giving me that knock that Odegaard picked up. We all thought that he's gonna walk it over. By the time the weekend comes back and Arsenal back in action, we shall have a captain, and now he's going to be out for a long time. Saka could also be down the same road. And with Saka, we have a very, very big problem. One, you don't have Martin Odegaard, so you don't have the most creative players if Saka is injured as well. Odegaard and Saka are the most creative players Arsenal have. Actually, to put that into perspective, Saka's already created 7 assists just in the Premier League for Arsenal this season. I mean, that is 7 assists in 7 games. That is 9 goal contributions in the first opening 7 games of the campaign. So without Saka, without Odegaard, our season is really, really going to change. And I know we should have looked to bring in someone that could cover Saka in the summer. We didn't do that. We were hoping and we were betting that he's going to stay fit all season, which is a little bit crazy, but I mean, it happened and there's nothing we have to do about it. So yesterday, the manager for the England national team, Carsley, was talking about this injury, and he said he's gonna be assessed, but clearly he wasn't feeling comfortable, especially during the first goal, during the build-up to the first goal. You could see that he was feeling something. He wasn't comfortable. So Bukayo Saka, it is not looking very good, guys. It's not very good, guys. It's not looking very good. And we can't afford it. You know, this is one of the things that I can say. We cannot afford an injury to Bukayo Saka. I mean, Odegaard, Saliba, Raya, and Saka, those are the 4 irreplaceable players in this Arsenal team. The rest of the positions, you could gamble. You could play Jesus up top. You could play Leandro Trossard anywhere in that, in that team, and probably you can connect the dots. But when it comes to Odegaard, you either change the way you play, or you can't find someone else. It's the same with Saka. It's the same with Saliba. It's the same thing with David Raya. Now, the first thing I'm gonna complain about is the amount of games players are being forced to play. It is absolutely insane. It is absolutely crazy. This is too much. I mean, we have just seen Saka play against Bolton, Paris Saint-Germain, Atalanta. That is outside the Premier League. And in the Premier League, he's played against Man City. He's played against who else did we last play against? Leicester City, Southampton. He's literally not missed a single game this season. And, despite the fact that should be down to the manager to protect him, to give him some time to rest, without Martin Odegaard, there is no single game that Arsenal can afford to be without Bukayo Saka. And this time I'm on Mikel Arteta's side. Yes, in the summer, he should have got someone. He didn't, and I'm not in support of that. But right now, he's got to play him through every single minute if Arsenal are going to pick up decent points, and if we're going to keep the pace with Manchester City and keep the pace with Liverpool, 2 clubs that seem like they're unbeaten. Liverpool have lost a game, but I tell you, they look like they are not going to lose another. Manchester City, we know how formidable they are. We know how immovable they are. We know how good they are. They will win games regardless of whether they have a full squad or half a squad. So for us to stay within distance, for us to stay within touch of Manchester City, we've got to play Saka every single game. I'm sorry. We've got to play our best players every single game, and Saka is definitely top of the food chain. Now, what does this injury mean? I mean, we can complain all day about the number of games. For me, it's crazy. It's unacceptable. It's shameless from FIFA and UEFA to think that, 2 weeks players are going to be playing in the UEFA Nations League, and then the next 2 weeks they're going to be playing in the Champions League and the Premier League, and then the next 2 weeks they're playing FIFA World Cup qualifiers. It's insane. I mean, yes, the organizations want to make the money, and they are making the money, but this is purely crazy and purely insane. Now, Arsenal have coped well, and like I said, we have coped well with the loss to Martin Odegaard. And I'll give Mikel Arteta credit for that. One, I don't think as a manager, I don't think he's fixated on the loss of Martin Odegaard. I don't think he's done that. What he has done is he has allowed himself to believe and allowed himself to, give other players a chance. And that has given us massive rewards, especially Leandro Trossard playing in midfield. Mikel Merino is back now, and that just gives us a couple of options, a little bit more options. And of course, we've changed the way we play. If you look at some Arsenal right now, we are a little bit more direct. We are a little bit, aiming to play the ball quicker into our forwards as compared to when we had Martin Odegaard. And the difference is this: Odegaard just allows you to have that confident player that he picks up the ball from deeper areas into the advanced areas of the pitch. You don't have that player anymore. Declan Rice is not that good. Partey is good, but of course he needs the companionship and the support of a player like Martin Odegaard. And then Jorginho as well, you can't play him every single game. So we have adapted. We have adapted from can we play out from the back every single time to can we get the ball into the forward line quicker and then try to win the second ball, and then life moves on. And I think Arsenal right now, I'm sure we can win against any team with or without Martin Odegaard. So we've coped with life without Odegaard very well, and that's a massive advantage, right? Because we all thought without Odegaard, where could this team go? Our defense is a little bit better. Timber could replace Saliba. Both of them are very calm and very, very composed on the ball and off the ball as well. So maybe that could be, some kind of mathematics. But it was always Odegaard and Saka. Now, coping with Saka is a little bit different. Coping with Saka is a little bit more difficult than coping with a loss to Odegaard. Without Saka, I think Arsenal are losing goals, assists, I think goal scoring opportunities, chances, but also losing a star player and our star boy. I think clubs come aiming for the legs of Bukayo Saka. I think clubs prepare on how to deal with Bukayo Saka. How do we deal with Saka? How do we stop Bukayo Saka? So when you don't have Saka in the team, and we have seen it on multiple occasions, it's easy to deal with Arsenal. And again, Saka at times is easy to deal with, but it means that a team is going to have to double up on Saka. And that means that there will be some spaces left somewhere for you to exploit, for other players to exploit. So without Saka, it's a little bit different. And also, he's a big game player after the international break. Arsenal take on Bournemouth, I think Liverpool, and then Chelsea. Those three games, I think Bournemouth, obviously, under Indoni Areola, have disappointed a little bit to the start of the season, but they will come back. But those three upcoming fixtures, and I think there is a Shakhtar Donetsk in there, a must-win game as well, right? It's a must-win game, Shakhtar Donetsk, and then we do have another UEFA Champions League game. So when you think about all that, having Saka missing, it doesn't really look good. So let's wait and see what the updates are going to be, and then we'll react to it as well.